Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Hello, Captains, and welcome to the live broadcast recording of episode 506 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Thank you all so very much for joining us on this Tuesday evening. Is the chat working? I can't see on Streamlabs. Hold on.
Yeah.
The chat is just had my...
Chat is working.
All right, good. So you can see it. Good. Hi everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Like Josh said, it's the reason it's our favorite part of Tuesday nights, Josh, is because people like you and the rest of our friends join us for this adventure too. Right, guys?
Yeah, it must be an adventure because
Absolutely.
Film Monk Productions says that they just had a tooth taken out, which is the perfect time to watch the show.
Wow. Okay. I hope that's
Hey.
Is that a compliment?
I'm not sure. You know what? If someone's in pain, then I like to think that perhaps we help alleviate that a little bit, or at least help Film Monk Productions get their mind off the pain. So hopefully that's what's happening.
Relax. Hopefully they've got you on the good stuff, so you're feeling great. and let's talk some Star Trek. It's win-win.
Arthur, no. It's an honor to see you in the chat. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us
In the
on
chat.
this Tuesday night. So
Yeah.
how you guys doing?
Hi,
did you guys
Simi.
have a good week?
Yeah, so far.
Good. All right, we got a nice active chat going on tonight, and it's good. I'm glad. No, keep it going. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're a community, guys. We're just fans like you. Nobody's paying us to do this. This is community theater. I wish people understood the community theater reference. I don't think anybody really understands the community theater reference that I keep.
Explain the community theater reference, Elio.
Look, man, I get paid to perform periodically, which is nice. It's a nice gig to have where I get invited to perform and sing a ditty, and I'm all done. And I'm 1, 2, 3 done, and great. And I have a little extra cash in my pocket. But
A ditty? You sing a ditty?
sing a ditty, yes. And
Do you sing sea shanties or?
not sea shanties, no, not sea shanties. Usually they're music theater ditties.
I don't know, man. According to the Roddenberrys, once you put on those leather pants, they're not ditties, man.
that's true,
That
that's
is
true.
pure hard rock.
But ultimately, I don't have it in me to quit my job and just start auditioning and traveling the country, living out of my suitcase. I have friends who do that, and more power to them. But community theater is where people go to want because they want to be there, right? They want to, after work, after they've cooked dinner, go and join a bunch of other crazy folk to put on a show without getting paid, it's just for the love of it. And that's what we do. That's what we do here. We do it for the love of it. And so, it's like any other thing that you contribute your time to, that you just a passion project of yours. That's what this is for us. And we're so very grateful that you all can join us this evening as we explore what's going on in the Star Trek multiverse. Roscoe, have you ever done any theater?
And I need to talk to the costume department because this will just not do. Just not do.
Other than broadcasting, have you done theater? Have you done anything, Roscoe?
No, because you need something for that. It's talent. You need talent, and so no, I have not done that. I have a friend who is she's involved in community theater, and she serially asks me, you really should join. I'm like, no, you need to have skill and talent for that. So I'm happy to go. I'm happy to pay and support and watch, but otherwise, no, that one's not for me. Not for me.
Kat, what about you? Did you ever do any theater?
Mm-mm.
No?
I was a journalist. I would do the writing of reviews of the theater, but I never wanted to do the theater. But I had all my friends were in theater, though.
Jake writes, volunteer firefighters, and you are 100% right, except that, no pun intended, it doesn't hold a candle to volunteer firefighters. I mean, you sacrifice yourselves, your body. That's a whole nother degree of sacrifice, sir. You are at a level that demands respect and honor. So,
Firefighters, yes.
So thank you.
So
for
are we
your
like
service.
somewhere in the middle? Okay, there's community theater.
Yeah,
There's volunteer firefighters, and are we sort of somewhere in the middle, or
I think
where do we
we're-
sit on that spectrum?
Yeah, we're just above. We're just above picking up the paper cup on the ground. That's where podcasting is.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up that paper, just doing your part to help save. That's where we are. Just a little
That
above.
tracks.
Yep.
All right.
I feel comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable with
that level of pressure.
Good. All right. Why don't we do a show? Why don't we talk about the latest news from the Star Trek multiverse, shall we?
Let's do it.
And okay, got it. AJ's film monk. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
AJ's Phil Monk and Trekkie Stowe, Delta Recruitment. I'm loving logging into my old Delta Recruit characters that I haven't touched in a very long time and seeing updated rewards and collecting all that dilithium. That's very good.
So I technically don't have to start a new Delta Recruit, right? I can just log in with my Delta Recruit that I have unfinished,
Correct.
and I
Yep.
won't lose
And they've
out.
updated and tweaked the rewards.
And I won't lose out on anything by not creating a new Delta Recruit.
Correct.
All right.
I have not created a new Delta Recruit.
But you can.
But you could if you wanted.
I
But
could.
I'm
If there was something that one of the factions that you hadn't created a Delta recruit character with that you would like to, because to claim some rewards, it's play this story through on your Romulan character, on your Klingon character. If you don't have one of those, you could go through and do that now. I got all 3 at the time, and so I've just been going through and collecting all the rewards that have been updated, and it's been great. It's been really good.
Are there rewards from, like, let's say, I don't have a Delta recruit for either Klingon or Romulan, right? So those are the other 2. Are there rewards for Klingon that I get for Federation, on Federation side?
Yes.
So I should do that. I should do of Klingon
You get
and
extra
Romulan.
bonuses for each faction that you have a Delta recruit on.
All right. Okay.
So it's you should definitely make one.
So
of
you should
each.
start a Romulan. So you have Melknezar. You should
Melknezar's
start
not Delta.
Delknezar. I know, but you should start Delknezar.
Fair enough. I would look into Delknezar. Yo, hold on a sec. Actually, you know what? I want to hey, Bertha. I want to show you guys something. So all right. So look, doing the makeup on a weekly basis is a real pain in the ass. A real pain in the ass. So I came across.
But you're not doing videos every week, so are you just doing that at home?
No, when I was doing the captain's logs as the Klingon, and it was painful. Like, it was putting it on was a chore, but taking it off is what really hurt, right? Because the adhesive is like no joke. It's no joke, right? So like my skin was raw. So it's just not sustainable. As fun as it was, and as much work as we put into it as it was, it was a lot. It's a lot to do on a weekly basis. So I did some. I came across an article about what's it called now? I forget the name of it. Hold on, I gotta pull it up real quick. So
your avatar thing.
Yeah. It's an avatar thing. So it's like it's really big in Japan, where you're a 3D avatar, right? And it moves, and the lips talk, and you know it emotes with you. I forget. It's not. I think it's VTubers. It's not. Yeah, VTubers. I think it's VTubers.
Okay.
I'm not cool enough to know what that is.
This is not a world I'm familiar with, but go on.
Yeah. So
Jason Smith, yes, confirmed it.
Yeah, VTubers. Thank you, Jason Smith. So
Okay.
I commissioned an artist to create a VTube avatar for me, so that I can continue to do Milk in some fashion. So let me share it with you guys real quick. Hold on. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this real quick.
So is this like an augmented reality thing?
Sort of. All right, share.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, so then that'll animate. That'll move. The mouth will move. The eyebrows will move. You know, like the hair will move, and it becomes like a little animated thing. So Milk will come to life. In some way.
That's really cool. I like your bolo tie thingy. It looks
Thanks.
like the. It's nice.
So that'll be it. We'll see how that goes. They're big in Japan, all right. If it's big in Japan,
what a world! What a time to be alive, guys!
If it's big in Japan, it'll be big here.
Absolutely.
It will. It'll
Like,
catch on here.
what did you do today? I commissioned an artist in Japan to make me a avatar that means I don't have to put on makeup and the adhesive really sticks to my face. But now I'll have a virtual construct speaking for me. What a time to be alive! It's great.
I'm telling you, it is.
That's awesome.
Look, it'll save me from the makeup and having my skin get all raw. All right, let's do a show. Enough about that. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Kat, you got time stamps this week for me, please?
Oh, sure.
All right, I'm gonna record here. And Kat, you got the cold open.
Mhm.
All right, intro in 3. Oh, I hear jingle jangles of a dog.
They're just laying down. We're good.
3. Oh, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Sorry. thought I saw a tail. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
This week on episode 506 of Priority One, we check out the latest news about... Sorry. I'm like, I hear you not laying down. Sorry. Hold on, let me get this. Here.
Dogs, huh? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. It happens. Let's see.
All right, I'm back.
Nobody here but us Coberians. That's right.
Coberians.
Thanks, AJ.
Nice. All right. This week on episode 506 of Priority One, we check out the latest news about a new Jeopardy guest host. We'll take Enterprise engineers for 200. Thanks, LeVar. John Delancey teases more on Picard, and we really mean teases. And in Star Trek gaming, the Worf Returns mystery is finally solved, plus a screen-perfect pilot ship to power your Season 3 disco dreams.
All right. And intro in 3.
One take, that was awesome!
Hello, Captain.
One take. That's all it takes, people.
Hello, Captains.
Sorry.
You're listening to episode 506 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded on Tuesday, April 27th, and available for download or streaming on Friday, April 30th at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Roscoe.
Yo, that delay to Australia is for real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I thought Kat jumped in before Elio because the delay was just a bit wild. So not quite sure what's going on there. That's okay. How y'all doing, guys?
Not bad, not bad. It's good to be back this week, and thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, some very interesting news this week. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking where it's going in a few different things. Some old characters returning. Some new situations.
No. I'm just going to stop you right there. I don't know what banter you're trying to pull out of your butt, but...
It is a little out of my butt. Sorry.
Just go ahead. Just go into the show. Go to the show.
It's great to see you all and be on this podcast.
You too, Roscoe. You too.
You too, Roscoe.
Roscoe, just give up, man. Just bail. Just bail. Go.
Moving on. Moving on. We want to welcome new listeners to the show and hope you'll stay in touch. You see, we're a podcast produced by the community, a community of Star Trek fans. So it's important we also hear your opinions as well. Be sure to follow us on places like Twitter and Facebook, where we post weekly community questions, special announcements, and more. Just search for Priority One Podcast on your favorite app and you'll find us. Or you can email us. Reach out at incoming@priorityonepodcast.com.
As Roscoe said, this is a community podcast produced by a team of volunteers that dedicate their time and talents each and every week. From audio editors to writers to us, the hosts, we come together each week because we're passionate about the Star Trek multiverse. And like any passion project, it's hard to keep things running at no cost. So if you find value in this production and want to help us to continue to grow, check us out at our Patreon page. There you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Speaking of patrons, big shout out to Brent Guile for joining the Patreon family. Welcome, Brent.
Indeed, a family it is, Captains. We produce this show because we are passionate about the Star Trek multiverse. And anybody who's volunteered to do something, or anybody who has a passion project, whether it's collecting stamps or building model airplanes or podcasting, does it because they're passionate. They're not into it to do it for the money or to get some kind of big return other than the satisfaction of doing something creative and sharing it with people. So, if you're interested in being a part of our community of podcast production, then we encourage you to visit us over on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com. Up on the top of the site, you'll see a link that says Join the Team with a list of open positions. We're looking for community managers to help us with our social media. We're looking for audio editors and audio engineers. We're looking for video editors, artists, you name it. There is always something that we can do. There is always something that we can develop with your help. So, again, PriorityOnePodcast.com and click on the Join the Team link.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Now let's find out what's... Damn it. Now let's find out what's been happening in the Star Trek multiverse.
All right, that ended at 6:15, please. That was some. That you know what? A for effort, Roscoe. A for effort. You tried real hard to banter there, but it was like it was like watching somebody without a life preserver. I don't know what to. I love you. I love you.
You say that, but I see it in your eyes.
My love is, you know what it is that you see? It's the slight delay from the moment there's a slight delay of you feeling the love, and that's what makes it awkward.
You can just say pity. Pity is fine.
I give you A for effort, man. You try real hard to banter with us.
It's very difficult, okay? Okay, I'm dealing with a lot.
I know.
Internetically, I'm dealing with a lot.
All right. You guys good for Trek It Out?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's make it so.
I didn't assign readers, though.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Read by Cat. Oh, I see. All right. I'll take this one. Read by Roscoe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can read the last one too, I guess, or not.
Which one? This one that I'm at right now? Oh, no. Here.
Yeah, the last one.
The one
I
that-
think we should all get to read a LeVar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
3 LeVar stories. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So opening with you, Kat, right? Okay. All right. So Trek It Out is starting at 8:15. So 3, 2.
The warm embrace of Trek fandom is something truly unique. When you finally find it, it turns out it can change your world, one episode at a time. At least, that's the case for Anson Mount, who is currently filming the first series of Strange New... First season, right? Season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At least, that's the case for Anson Mount, who's currently filming the first season of Strange New Worlds. In an interview with Collider promoting his new film, The Virtuoso, the new Captain Pike was asked about the episodic nature of the new series and explained how a misunderstanding from Akiva Goldsman started it all. Quote, all Goldsman had heard about Discovery was that it was going to be a pre-Kirk show, so he assumed it was a show about Captain Pike. He gets in the writer's room and he's like, wait, what? This is a different show. Okay, all right. We can play with this, but we've got to do another show. So he was lobbying for it and lobbying for it and lobbying for it. I got lucky enough to be cast in the role for season 2 of Discovery. I just thought it was one season gig and that was it. End quote. Mount goes on to talk about the episodic nature of Star Trek and how he feels there is room for both serialized stories like Discovery and the big idea of the week episodes. Oh, sorry, I got lost. It's quite the impact the character has had over only one season, as Mount goes on to express his gratitude for the welcome he's received from fans. Quote, honestly, I've never felt such an embrace from the fan base on anything I've done. It really is night and day, and I'm very thankful to everyone with Gene Roddenberry and CBS and Alex Kurtzman and Akiva for putting a huge amount of trust in me to be able to do it. end quote. For the links, check out our show notes.
I gotta tell you, Anson Mount was the saving grace of season 2 of Star Trek Discovery.
Agree, 1000%. I loved him.
And this guy can't. You know what? I would sit through 45 minutes of this guy just sitting in the captain's chair, looking out into the void. That's just the whole season. That's fine with me. Just him posed.
I feel like Anson Mount is like your old school movie leading man. He has that quality to him, that type. He's that type of character actor, and to have him at the lead of a brand new Star Trek series, that's kind of the gravitas I think it deserves, particularly in the time frame it's set. So that sparks a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, my favorite episode of season 2 of Discovery was New Eden, and that was just, I was just like, this is amazing.
You know when I knew that this guy, or when I recognized, let me take that back. You know when I recognized that he was a phenomenal actor? It was in season 2 of Discovery when, what's his girlfriend's name?
Oh, Mina? Or no, Vina.
Vina?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was in season 2 when Vina appears in his ready room. And he reacts frightened, right? He's shocked to see her. That reaction that he gives was so natural and so nuanced that I was like, man, this guy's a good actor. This guy knows how to react. Like, he knows how to be in the moment and react to what's happening with his co-stars. So, yeah, this guy, like I said, this guy can sit in the captain's chair and just look out into the view screen and I'd be okay.
It was genuine. It was vulnerable. It was clearly helps. It helps for me to redefine that moment that we already have in Star Trek in the timeline, and gives it even greater gravitas, because now we see the after effect of that. Clearly the impact it's had on his life has been huge just in that moment.
And in that moment, right, that moment that he reacts to Vina, it's not a fear reaction, right? It's not like, oh, it's a monster. It's a, oh my gosh, somebody's come back from the dead. Somebody I loved has come back from the dead. It was that kind of reaction where it was a confused fear, surprise. It was just so well performed. So yeah, I'm really eager to see what Strange New Worlds has to offer. Ah, shit. That's why I'm not.
I saw an article recently.
Go ahead. Keep going. Go ahead.
I saw an article recently, or maybe just a post somewhere, with a comparison of Captain Pike at the start of Discovery Season 2 versus the end of Season 2. And over the course of however long that is, there must have been a lot of stress, because he went from jet black hair to, oh my God, so many grays. So that was a high stress situation, illustrated in just that.
Well, Captains, remember all the way back to episode 504 of Priority 1? You know, the one where we encouraged you all to sign the petition to support LeVar Burton becoming the host of Jeopardy? Well, the powers that be have heard you. And the 246,000 other people who signed the petition, since it was announced.
Oh, that's a bit awkward. Sorry. You can make that 2 sentences.
Okay. Well, the powers that be heard you, along with the other 246,000 people who signed the petition. Now, since it was announced that Burton has been included in the latest slate of So now it's been announced that Burton has been included in the latest slate of guest hosts for the 37th season of Jeopardy! According to the producers of the show, their goal for the season was to showcase a wide variety of hosts with, quote, different skill sets and backgrounds on our path to finding a permanent host, end quote. The other guest hosts on the list are Good Morning America and This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Shoot, I always fuck up his name.
Stephanopoulos.
Stephanopoulos. The other guest hosts on the list are Good Morning America. Oh, I see. So he's in both, right? He's in Good Morning America and okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other guest hosts on the list are Good Morning America and This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Oh, well, that's weird.
I'm not sure he's in that second one.
Are you sure that's him?
Yeah. Are you sure that's him? I don't know.
I mean, you could just say
is there
their
a way,
names.
like,
You don't have to give their credits. I mean,
Yeah. Is there a way they could tell us, like, in the title of the show that he's in the show? Could it be a bit more obvious, people? Jeez.
Other guest hosts include George Stephanopoulos, Robin Roberts, and former Celebrity Jeopardy champ David Faber, along with National Sportscaster of the Year winner Joe Buck. As part of each guest host's appearance, a charity of their choice will receive a donation. Now, Burton's episode is scheduled to air the week of July 26th.
Oh, there's multiple episodes, so he does the whole week. I think every.
Oh,
guest
he does the whole
host-
week? Oh, okay.
Every guest host does the whole week.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay. Now, Burton is slated to host the week of July 26th.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Shall we roll straight through?
Yeah, let's roll straight through and
I
see
think
the-
so, because we're like him appearing on Jeopardy is like the theme of all the news this week,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Celebrating the guest host announcement, Burton appeared on The View earlier this week, where he confirmed to Whoopi Goldberg that he will not be appearing in Season 2 of Star Trek Picard. However, he still leaves fans with some hope that he might appear at some point in future seasons, stating, quote, "I believe it is reasonable, in fact, practical, to assume that Picard still knows these people. They're his friends. I think we might see more of his friends. At least, I hope we do before this is all over." End quote. The interview covered a variety of topics, including Burton's acting history. The two discussed his role as Kunta Kinte in Roots, which aired to more than 100 million people around the world in 1977. Continuing with Reading Rainbow, of course, Star Trek The Next Generation, and ending with his current podcast project, LeVar Burton Reads. Goldberg and Burton also spoke about inclusivity and the impact of Nichelle Nichols' role as Lieutenant Uhura, saying, quote, "Because what it said was, when the future comes, there's a place for us. And that's a huge message to send. I believe it's difficult, if not impossible, to grow up with a healthy... I believe it's difficult, if not impossible, to grow up with a healthy self-image unless you can see yourself in popular culture." End quote. We recommend you check out the entire interview. Links will be in the show notes.
Man, he's awesome. Did you guys watch this interview?
Here,
'Cause
no,
they
let's.
talk
We can wait. We'll since there's so much LeVar, maybe we'll just spit through
all things LeVar. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to need a refill in a minute anyway. Obviously, we and the other 246,000 people who signed that petition can't get enough of LeVar Burton. Even Ryan Reynolds recently sang Burton's praises. Well, he didn't literally sing, but in a new ad for Aviation Gin, Reynolds says he wants to prove how great a host of Jeopardy that Burton would be, and he announces that Burton is stepping in for him as the spokesperson for the gin. The scene then cuts to Burton sitting by a pool sipping a, quote, out of this world, end quote, gin and tonic made with Aviation Gin. The two banter back and forth, with Reynolds proclaiming that Burton is a, quote, goddamn national treasure, end quote.
Do me a favor,
The
take it back to the scene, and then don't do or just say sipping a quote out of this world, gin and tonic.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's too short. It's too short to do the quote end quote thing.
All right, cool. Yeah, I thought that was awkward, but that was actually a quote, so attribution. The scene then cuts to Burton sitting by a pool sipping a, quote, out of this world gin and tonic made with aviation gin. The two banter back and forth, with Reynolds proclaiming that Burton is a, quote, goddamn national treasure. The ad ends with Burton telling Reynolds, "This isn't going to work out, Ryan." Oh, I should have said, quote. Damn it. The ad ends with Burton telling Reynolds, quote, "This isn't going to work out, Ryan." If nothing else, the ad shows that Burton is definitely an excellent host.
All right, I'm going to ask you to read it one more time from This Scene Cuts. And instead of, don't say the quote, because I think what I'd like to do is inject the sound bites from the actual commercial.
Ooh, yeah, that would be awesome. Too bad you can't include, like, because he does this really cool eyebrow thing when he says out of this world. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys should watch this. It's so funny. The scene then cuts to Burton sitting by a pool sipping a out of this world gin and tonic made with aviation
Hold
gin.
on, give me, I need a space between the A and the gin, right? So A.
Okay.
So that way we can, it's an easy cut.
So just pause.
Yeah. You don't even have to say the out of this. Actually, say it just in case, but give a quick pause between A, out of this world, gin and tonic. A,
Okay.
goddamn national treasure. The ad ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. The scene then cuts to Burton sitting by a pool sipping a out of this world gin and tonic made with aviation gin. The two banter back and forth, with Reynolds proclaiming that Burton is a goddamn national treasure. The ad ends with Burton telling Reynolds, "This isn't going to work out, Ryan." If nothing else, the ad shows that Burton is definitely an excellent host.
There is a lot of LeVar Burton to be had this week.
I mean, I think it was like everyone was caught by surprise, maybe, how much support he had. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would have thought that the producers of Jeopardy would have wanted to include him. But the question is, did the fans really make a difference by signing that petition? And everybody else that supported him on Twitter. I mean, Dick Van Dyke, Ryan Reynolds, you've got, all kinds of people. So I am curious to know if that actually did make a difference to those producers.
I would imagine so. I think it gained enough traction on social media that it raised somebody's attention, right? It came across somebody's desk. And although, sure, they're, doing a rotation of hosts this season, perhaps to, like Roscoe, like you said, is, sometimes you need a palate cleanser like a Dr. Oz before you get somebody awesome like LeVar Burton, so that you have something to compare against. Either way, though, this is a phenomenal opportunity, and that moment and that conversation with LeVar Burton and Whoopi Goldberg was also another excellent snippet of the intellect and the power and the respect that he has for so much, right? I mean, whether it's entertainment, whether it's literature, whether it's race and social policy, LeVar Burton is a Renaissance man that can tackle anything. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic that he's making the rounds on the, daytime talk shows, and I gotta say, though, the new format of The View is weird since, everyone's virtual. They actually don't speak over each other and they take turns, which is nice. It was nice because everyone got to ask a question and he answered. They all asked various questions. But yeah, it was really good. He's just awesome.
I wonder if Whoopi has control on The View and so may occasionally leave other panelists on mute.
Oh, no.
Just putting it out there. What I keep on seeing whenever LeVar Burton is on the screen lately, he has this amazing, quiet, considered presence. Every phrase he utters, he's considered, he's thought about it. He doesn't say it unless he really means it.
Right.
And it's really refreshing. It's nice and it's so genuine. And to bring that to something like Jeopardy, I think would be a worthy successor. But then again, I'm also in a different situation because I didn't grow up watching Jeopardy. So for me, this is just another game show. And I'm looking at going, okay, that's nice. I think that's really nice. But I don't have that cultural understanding. So it's interesting to see the hype around this and the build for it from a different perspective, because it's not part of the televisual culture where I grew up.
That's interesting.
I'm like, it was a daily occurrence in our household. My mom and I would watch Jeopardy together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Kent, why don't you read the community question?
Okay. That leads us to our first community question this week. If you were writing for Geordi's return in a show like Star Trek Picard, how would you set it up? Let us know in the comments section for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com or by replying to our community question post on our social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Now, we may be grasping at straws with this next story, but it does feature one John Delancey talking at us. So it's worth a mention, if only to enjoy the thespian's charisma. I was wondering who wrote this. Did I look?
I went out with a girl called Thespian Charisma.
Jake, I missed you already. In a post on the subreddit television, dated April 20th, user What a Girly Girl shared a cameo video from Q himself, the previously aforementioned John Delancey. Delancey seemed to be answering a few questions posed by the cameo submitter. In particular, quote, "Please tell us Q gets to harass Picard," end quote. Jake, is there a video of this? Is there, they actually share the video? Because I may rip it too. Let me go to this. Did they share the cameo? The cameo. Everybody enjoying the cameo.
Have you guys ever bought one of those or done one of those? That's awesome.
I did use it once when one of the actors' reps didn't reply back to me, and I was like, I'm just gonna during our 500th. All right, sorry. All right, so the video's there. So, Delancey seemed to be answering a few questions posed by the cameo submitter, in particular, to which the 73-year-old Delancey replied with great fervor. Had the exchange ended there, actually, I should read the quotes just in case we can't get the rips. All right. In particular, quote, "Please tell us Q gets to harass Picard," end quote. To which the 73-year-old Delancey replied with great fervor, quote, "I do," end quote. Had the exchange ended there, it probably wouldn't have made the show, though it still would have been well worth a watch. But you had to know there was a but, because Delancey continued, quote, "And please tell us if Whoopi comes back, you're going to harass her as well." "I will," end quote. Delancey didn't backpedal. He didn't expound. He just left the possibility of a Q-Guinan reunion there, beautifully, in the ether. What does this mean? Well, nothing really, but it's interesting. Delancey addressed the question, which he could have avoided altogether, and answered it with gusto. Only time will tell. All right, we can sweep out, I guess.
Okay.
Unless anybody wants to say anything about Q.
Nope.
Every time he's just out promoting whatever the heck he's doing, makes me more and more excited about him returning to Star Trek. It's so good. Cameo's an interesting platform to garner this information, and thank you to What a Girly Girl for sharing that on Reddit. It's sometimes, with cameos they can be very personal. With this one, it's an interesting way to get that information and get the interview. I mean, I got a cameo from one of the voice actors from the Borderlands franchise because a friend of mine was having a birthday and they really loved the game, so it seemed like a nice way to celebrate their birthday with something entirely different. But using it as an entertainment information gathering tool, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to go about it. Have you guys requested any cameo videos at any point?
Not personally, but I contributed to someone else's.
Yeah, I have not either, and a lot of it has to do with that they can be expensive. Like Brent Spiner starts at $250. Even Greg Grunberg starts at $125.
Who's that?
He played. All right, so he was in Star Trek Beyond. He was the guy who was like, Captain, there's something happening out there outside our bubble. He was in Heroes. He played one of the superheroes in Heroes.
Oh, okay.
He was the telepathic guy in Heroes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Telepathic cop.
So
I wonder
these,
if Jason Isaacs has one.
These can be a little pricey. They can be a little pricey, but maybe you're right. It's an interesting way of getting your source of Star Trek news. Pay them.
Last
to tell
I saw
you.
Frakes was $350.
Yeah.
Oh,
Frakes
wow.
Frakes ain't cheap.
That's big money.
It's also like a unique pandemic type of thing because so many artists were, stuck at home. How else are they going to make money? So a bunch of my songwriter and, band friends, were doing cameos, personalized, singing a song, to make money during pandemic.
I'm gonna do cameos for $1, and every dollar will
Nice.
go to, I don't know, something. We'll get $5.
So I've just brought up Cameo. Let me run through a couple of selections for you. So this is as of April the 27th. Robert Picardo will record a video message for you for $249.99. Brent Spiner, $499.99.
His has gone up then. Dang.
If you are a big fan of Esri Dax, Nicole DeBoer will record a video for you for $90. John Delancey, $249.99. Jonathan Del Arco, $109.99. And Tawny Newsom from Lower Decks, $129.99.
Yeah, it'll set you
And I
back.
should say, that is all in Australian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to do the conversion.
All right, let's sweep us out, Kat.
Well, Captains, that's all the news we have to check out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
3340, please. All right, go refill your drinks if you gotta.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Hello,
Drink up.
Nick. Did you like that? Did you like that introduction? Nick, you want to join us for After Hours tonight? We're gonna watch a short trek.
Greg Goodberg was in Stargate as well,
The show or the movie?
says AJ. I would say the show.
Right. Yeah. So, Roscoe,
Nick.
you think you'll
How you
fly?
doing?
You think you'll fly out to Chicago in April for the convention?
Oh man, I would love to. I believe
I wonder if it's
international
cheaper.
travel.
I wonder if it's cheaper for you to fly.
International
to Chicago.
travel is looking to be back on the agenda for regular Australians in, I think, 2024.
Oh, geez.
So-
Alright, I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So might make it.
Even if
I
you're
don't know.
even
Okay.
if you're vaccinated or no?
It's a confusing time.
Even vaccinated, you can't travel?
I'm sure if you're vaccinated, it would be fine, but
Okay.
it's just, it's an absolute nightmare at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to be a priority one.
Ah! Kat, how about you? You think you're going to do Chicago?
2025, AJ.
When next April?
It's April 2022.
Oh, I could do that. I got peeps in Chicago.
My kind of town, Chicago is.
I love Chicago. It's awesome.
I've never been.
Oh man.
I've never been.
Yeah, Chicago is a very cool city. So
That can't be true, Mambo. That cannot be true. All right.
Which exhibit though, Mambo? Like the lemurs?
giraffes probably.
The giraffes.
The giraffe. Yeah.
All right. Gaming news. You guys ready?
Good point, AJ. Time to save.
All right. So we're gonna do 3620. 3620 in 3. Who's read by Elio? Okay. 3, 2. Captains, if you love doing a barrel roll your way through the galaxy. Ah, shit. I was trying to do Star Fox.
That was great.
How can I phrase it where I can say do a barrel roll? Captains, if you love to do a barrel roll throughout the galaxy in your favorite pilot warship in Star Trek Online, but all available options feel too connected, then this is the story for you. Announced this week via social media, Grudge's ship former courier Cleveland Booker announced this week via social media, Grudge's ship excuse me, former courier Cleveland Booker's ship, the Quejan,
I believe.
the Quejan pilot frigate will be available in-game for PC players as of May 4th. From May 4th? Is there an end date from May 4th to what?
No, it's.
It did not specify.
There's no end date because it's in the lockbox.
I'm going to take Stone News from the top. We're going to start Stone News at 3750. 3750.
All right, then.
Captains, if you love to do a barrel roll throughout the galaxy in your favorite pilot warship in Star Trek Online, but all of the available options feel too binding, then this story is for you. Right? Binding, right? That's probably been. Announced this week via social media, Grudge's ship, excuse me, former courier Cleveland Booker's ship, the Quejan pilot frigate, will be available in-game for PC players as of May 4th. It's agile! It's versatile! Hold on, I gotta raise the soft pilot for that one. Give me a moment here. It's agile! It's versatile! And its 5 forward-facing weapons will destroy your enemies with style! Let me drink some water before I do that again.
That was great.
It's agile! It's versatile! And its 5 forward-facing weapons will destroy your enemies with style! Extra cat shit. All right. Extra cat friend not included. Available only through the Infinity Lockbox. Universal consoles limited to the ship. Phaser cannons not upgradable. Consult your chief medical officer to ensure this ship is right for you. This Tier 6 pilot warship also has an innate ability. That being something you don't need a console for. Morph Reversal! Much like Book's ship in Season 3 of Discovery, the starship is highly maneuverable due to the detached everything. Using the ability means you can swing your ship into the opposite direction using the morphing mechanism. Power coins not included. But the shuffling of the components will cost you. Your weapons and auxiliary subsystems will be briefly disabled. Other highlights include some sweet multi-part animations when performing pilot maneuvers, and a suite of 30-second Sentry phaser cannons that have a chance to recover recharge time for your bridge officer abilities. Also announced in the blog post was the contents of the Angel's Wake lockbox. Also announced in the blog post was that the contents... Okay. Also announced in the blog post was that the contents of the Angel's Wake lockbox have now been rolled into the Infinity lockbox. For a full list of specs, check out our show notes. So, let's talk about this ship, right? It's another ship added into the Infinity lockbox. Not in a C-store, right? You have to open these boxes in order to have a chance of winning.
Right.
Who is
Or
this
you
ship?
can buy it. Or you can buy it on the exchange for
You can buy it
probably
outright.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I would estimate 1.5 billion EC.
Yeah, a billion
A
energy
billion.
credits.
EC.
So, who is this ship suited for?
Well, I think it's suited for players that really like quick, fast little ships. If you like the pilot ships, you will probably love this ship. But even saying that, unless you just can't be bothered to try other types of ships and you're just stuck flying a dreadnought cruiser or something, very large and slow, I think that this ship is really, really interesting because it has a lot of defense. You really, it says it's a frigate, but it has a 5-3 weapons layout. You just don't see that normally. I mean, I can't think of any other small ships like this that have that same weapons layout. So if you were trying to think of other ships with a 5-3, the only ones I could think of was a Vengeance and then that legendary dreadnought cruiser, the mirror ship, the Mirror Galaxy. I don't know, Roscoe, could you think of any other 5-3 layout ships? Because there's not really any other small ones.
Maybe the legendary Defiant? Is that a 5-3?
I didn't look that one up. I don't think so.
That was the only one that I could think of that came to mind. The fact that it has 5 weapons on the front, 3 in the rear. It's a very good setup in terms of being a dreadnought. It feels like it could be, but yeah, I find this ship announcement interesting because there's just a couple of little, as we mentioned in the notes, in the terms and conditions almost, it's the cannon versions of the weapon come with the frigate, but they're not upgradable. That will be available elsewhere in the future, but not right now, according to Star Trek Online.
What does that mean,
also,
not upgradable?
The Universal Console.
Oh,
These...
Sorry, I'd be like, these are the weapons that come standard when you get the ship. With like some of the other ships, there are these special type of weapons that have not been available in the game as of yet. So these are the standard weapons that are going to come on this ship. They're these, 32nd century phaser weapons. But the ones that come standard on the ship, you can't upgrade them because they haven't announced it. But I suspect that those are going to be included, the upgradable versions, in the next lockbox after this next run of the Infinity lockbox. So whatever the next lockbox is, we'll probably get versions of those phaser weapons that will be upgradable. But I'm still interested in the weapons. I mean, they sound interesting and really, something like, that you'd want to check out.
I like the idea of the Universal Console as well, that the ship then reassembles and basically Star Wars The Last Jedi style warps through an enemy, but the Universal Console is limited only to that ship as well. So if you want to use that console, you can only use it on this frigate.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because this thing just changes shape. I don't know if you guys watch the animations of the shape changing that it does, but it is the coolest thing. I think that this ship is actually one of the more interesting combination of traits and consoles that they've, released recently, because it changes shape. it's surprisingly got a lot of defense when it changes shape into that, that ramming, trait or ramming skill that it's doing. You're basically, just crashing into other ships, causing all kinds of damage. So, I mean, I'm really surprised with and interested. I really think I might want this ship, just because it seems to have a really great combination of offense and defense.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be something that if you are looking for something different in a pilot warship, but also you specifically want to try this out, then there's going to be some really fun builds that I think you can have with this, particularly around, say, increasing and boosting your kinetic damage, particularly with the smasher assembly, ramming through ships. Yeah, I think this is going to be a ship that players would potentially seek out to give it a try and make it part of a particular type of build.
Yeah, I think it's really unique, and I can't wait to see when someone has it, so I can see what it looks like in game.
Hey, Kat, do we have Armada news or no? Winter said that he had something, and then I told him to let you know.
Oh yeah, we do have Armada news.
All right, hold on. We need to. Do you want to write it out first, or?
Sure.
All right. So we're gonna take a quick break here. Yeah, the ship looks pretty badass. I'm really sad that they're on the dashboard. There's not a furry, fuzzy kitty, just chilling.
There better be one on the bridge somewhere. Oh man, we didn't even say. I guess it doesn't come with a custom bridge, but that would be awesome if there was a cat on the bridge.
Yeah, all right. We can address that. We can address that. Now, all right. So look, my only concern about this ship is whether or not there's going to be a fluffy kitty chilling on the dashboard on the bridge interior. Like, because you can see the bridge from the outside, right? Like, in those videos and the pictures, you can look inside almost, right? So there better be a fluffy Maine Coon just chilling on a console somewhere inside the ship.
Well, we better get Maine Coon options in our, cat companion boxes.
That's true.
That would be my new thing I must have.
Well, before we wrap up our coverage of Star Trek Online, there is Armada news.
Oh, sorry, I'm not quite done yet.
I know, I just figured I'd give the sweep.
Oh, congratulations to Trekkie Stowe. First Epic Prize token last week.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Oh shit, I have an Epic Prize token I never used, I think.
It's all right, they don't expire.
I know. So
okay.
I could use this to get
you can think about.
I can get the book ship, huh? Right?
Yeah. Well, you could try buying it.
Oh yeah, true that. Oh, but I could. You know what? I wonder if I got the Bajoran because I think I needed that domino.
Epic Prize token, I think, is from the Phoenix lockbox.
Oh, it is. So I can't. Do shit. All right, never mind. Womp womp.
Phoenix Prize pack.
Right. Look, there are so many loot boxes in the game that I'm losing track of them.
I think at the end of the day, it's an absolute positive that you got a free ship. That is excellent.
It's true. At the end of the day, I have an Epic token somewhere, I think. And I don't think I cashed it in.
Okay. Trekkie got the Ferengi warship.
Nice.
The Nandi?
Ferengi Nandi. The Ferengi.
Oh, that ship is awesome. That's one of my favorite ships. Because also the bridge is the best bridge in all the bridges.
All right. Ready for a moment?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, before we wrap up some coverage of before we wrap up our coverage of Star Trek Online, we do have Armada news.
We do. This week in Armada news, we have a big announcement regarding the expansion of the Xbox fleet. They have announced they are activating 2 new fleets this week, a second Fed fleet they're calling Priority 1 Beta, and a KDF fleet called the House of Moog. Congrats to the Xbox fleet. That's so great. You guys are expanding and growing. Well done.
Nice.
Welcome.
And now, moving on to other gaming news. Roscoe, why don't you read this?
Okay, here we are. Last week, we reported that Michael Dorn kind of broke the hashtag Star Trek
you don't have to
Twitter
read the
community with a cryptic...
Sorry. Yeah, no, you don't have to read the hashtag.
Oh, but I like reading hashtags.
It's mostly for our SEO.
Oh, look at you go. Talking the talk.
Talking the
It's
talk.
good. Talking the talk, walking the
I
walk.
can't
All
help
right,
it.
let's.
I
do
love
this.
Australian accents, and I study dialects. Right, that's part of my undergrad was studying dialects. So I'm not making when I slip and I mimic you. It's not that I'm making fun of you. It's that I'm learning and I'm adapting and I'm placing what you're saying into my tongue and palate, so that if I ever have to do an Australian accent, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
just so you know,
I don't
I'm
take
never,
it as you
never-
are.
All right, cool.
It's fine. No, I don't take it as you are. I love it myself. Usually, if I can hear it, I can replicate it
Right.
fairly well. But there's the Australian accent you will hear on screen, and there's different variations and varieties of that. But the actual our dialect is called strain, Strain. And it's because Australians don't say Australian, they say strain. What country are you from? I'm strain.
Huh. Fascinating.
So it's that condensed version. So our dialect is called strain.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway, in other gaming news,
Learn something new.
last week we reported that Michael Dorn kind of broke the Star Trek Twitter community with a cryptic post about some kind of return to Starfleet. Well, not long after, we learned what it was all about. In a tweet posted to his account on April 23rd, April 23, we learned that Mr. Dorn has lent his voice to Tilting Point's newest mobile game, Star Trek Legends. In the marketing post, we hear Worf sending out a distress call from within the Nexus. And then there's a clip.
You're not going to read that. You're not going to read this in bed code? That embed code?
Block quote twas class equals Twitter dash tweet p lang equals n equals LTR bracket. Do you have what it takes to command the USS Artemis? Question mark. A href equals HTTPS. All right. Look it up. It's on the internet. So, at least we know for certain what that tweet was about now. But why introduce a new starship to set the stage for the game? Well, during a press event, comicbook.com reports that executive producer and creative director Amir Lotan explained, quote, "We had to kind of set up that the Federation of Planets created this unique starship. That's the only starship in the fleet that can go into that realm. We didn't want a starship that would be associated specifically with one of those shows or one of those eras," end quote. So, if you're interested in trying out the game, it's currently available exclusively via Apple Arcade for US $4.99 per month or US $49.99 annually. No word yet if we'll ever see an Android version on Google's Play Pass.
So I've toyed around with the game a little bit, and I got through the tutorial essentially, and it's not terrible. I just have a hard time thinking about the Nexus, because whenever I spend more than like 30 seconds trying to really kind of dissect what the Nexus is and how it plays its role in the Star Trek multiverse, you just end up in a loop, like just a feedback loop of paradox that it just is impossible to get out of. It's impossible. Nevertheless, like, we've never seen the Nexus in Star Trek Online, right? And I kind of wonder why. We've never seen it. It could be for that reason, is that it's a difficult plot device to use. But, I think, it's for a mobile game where you're just tapping and, tapping and shooting and collecting items. It works.
I have to check it out. But
I have to correct you because in Star Trek Online, we do have a mission with Captain LaForge and the Challenger beyond the Nexus. We don't go into the Nexus. We're next to the Nexus. But there is a mention of the Nexus in Star Trek Online and in beyond the Nexus.
But you don't go into it, though.
No, you don't go into it, though.
Right.
No.
So there's a difference between a mention and, like, having a mission. Like, you know, we went into the mycelial network, right? Like, that's a mission about the mycelial network. We've never had a mission or an arc that had to do with the Nexus, right? Like, that really led us into having to deal with those paradoxes. So, I don't know, man. And I'm almost...
Can I tell you something?
I'm kind of glad they didn't do it.
I think you might be thinking about this too hard.
Of course I am.
You might be thinking... Yeah. I think you might be thinking about this too hard because you're looking at it from an in-game world perspective when what you should be doing is just going, this is really good and I'm going to be able to kill 5 minutes when I am in the bathroom. That's really
I can't because
all
I
you
don't
should
have
be
an iPhone.
looking at.
I can't. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't even do it in the
Well,
bathroom.
I can't help with that. But I can tell you it's a great way to kill 5 minutes.
Fair enough.
Say no more.
Kat, why don't you super up?
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now let's open hailing frequencies. And do we have feedback?
Oh, shoot.
Yes, and it was all good. Good night, everybody.
Imagine.
No.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Wait, is this all new feedback, or is this from...
No.
No, this is all from last week. Yeah, all right. Shoot. All right. Sorry, guys.
Hold, please.
All right, so no sweep, right? We just close the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's it. Okay, bye.
Well, just do me a favor. Just say, well, that's all the news we have to cover in games this week, and just kind of end it with that cadence.
All right. Well, that's all the news we have to cover in Trek Games this week.
All right, 5729. And thank you. And all right, so we said what? 57. What was it that I said?
5729.
All right, and then all right, so we'll do 58 for closing. Excuse me. All right, 3, 2. Well, that wraps up episode 506 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends.
But we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley, Peter Archibald, and Gerald Bosch.
And here's a reminder of our community question this week. If you were writing for Geordi's return to a show like Star Trek Picard, how would you set it up? That's all you, Roscoe.
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at priorityonepodcast.com, on our Facebook page at facebook.com/priorityonepodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at priorityonepod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, Thomas, Gray, me, plus the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. With regular giveaways, there's something for all Star Trek Online players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times, and if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
This episode of Priority One is brought to you by our patrons through patreon.com. Captains, during these difficult times, we're humbled by the continued support that you all show for this production. And remember, you don't have to contribute a lot. You can donate as little as $1 a month. And if many of you donate, and if many of you contribute $1 a month, that'll go a long way to help us produce this show. For more information, visit us at patreon.com/priority1. Done.
And don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Daniel, Rand, Lennon, and the latest addition to our team, Alex. Thanks to our producer, Jake, and associate producers, Shane and Thomas. Together, they help us organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our graphic artist, Alejandro, with support from Jason of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners, because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. All right, Captains, that wraps up episode 506 of Priority One. We want to thank you all. What a great group tonight. We had such an amazing chat group this week, and I'm so grateful that you all joined us. It's just so exciting. So thank you all. AJ, I hope that the tooth heals quickly. And thank you all to Bertha for joining us and being a part of it. Trekkie Stowe. Who else was in here? A lot of people. Lots. Mambo.
That's, Jason Smith.
Jason
if
Smith.
You didn't say that. Matt
I
Black.
see Cal there. So Jamal, as always, thank you so very much for being a part of this adventure every Tuesday night.
Yeah, Mambo 8.
Nick, don't forget Nick Dugan.
Oh, Nick
Yeah.
is there. Nick is joining us for After Hours tonight. Gonna watch it on the short track. Nick, I'll send you the link. And yeah, that's it. That's a wrap, guys. Until next Tuesday, we'll see you here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Say goodnight, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Have a great week.
Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.